Everybody, Pete Meyer with you from, of all places, Covington, Kentucky. And I'm here taking part in the NACAT, that's the North American Council of Automotive Teachers annual conference. Hasn't been annual for a little bit because we've all know what COVID did to us, so it's been a few years, but we're back and they're coming strong, led by a new business management team and a lot of other things behind the scenes, but we'll talk about that a little later on. What we want to talk to right now about is some of the discussions we've been having with the exhibitors and what they're bringing to the trade show here at the event, and let you know not only about the products and services that they offer, but how they're involved in helping bring along that next generation of technicians. Today, we're going to start off talking to Jimmy Dinsmore with a company called ConsuLab.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And so tell us about, give us the elevator speech on ConsuLab,
Sure.
who you guys are, what you do.
Definitely. So ConsuLab is an automotive manufacturer. They're based in Quebec City, Canada.
Okay.
I worked for ConsuLab. I have for 9 years. I'm actually based right here in Cincinnati. So the conference is right here in my hometown, which I'm proud about. But ConsuLab makes, for the last 50 years, we've made automotive training aids specifically aimed for trade schools. So either at the secondary or the post-secondary level, both we focus heavily on electrical, we focus heavily on automotive and on heavy vehicle as well.
So you cover like automotive and heavy duty, I assume diesel included in that?
So we have giant engine benches. So we'll take an engine from a car that might have been wrecked, but is otherwise in good shape. We buy the engine, we clean it up, we fix it, and then we proprietarily add some software to it, and you can insert faults. So it helps with the students diagnose
okay.
the problem.
Okay.
And it really resonates, we think, with today's visual learners. So,
Yeah,
because they get their hands on it, and it also helps save the automotive instructors valuable time. Which, as you know, like they never have enough time anyway. So instead of having to pull apart the car and take a car apart, they just wheel the engine bench in, bug the engine, and tell the students go ahead and diagnose what's going on.
Right.
It's like a real world diagnosis.
Right, yeah, and having done work as an instructor, just being able to keep up with the training aids that you need through the used car,
Absolutely.
is a challenge.
Yes.
It's costly. They don't last as long as you think they
and
might.
With the space, because so many of these places have limited space. Like
sure.
So we'll be demonstrating an engine bench here at NACAT, and you could literally wheel it into a classroom. I mean, obviously you need to vent it if
Sure.
you're running.
Sure.
But like it fits through a door. So I mean, imagine trying to get a car.
Right, and I'm sure it's got to be a budget saver for these programs.
It absolutely is. And we don't look to say, well, instead of working on car, I mean, like, still work on cars. I mean, getting your cars donated
Sure.
is still a vital part. But this is like, in addition to that, it helps you like get down to the nitty gritty of it.
Right, and especially like the concept of being able to throw a wrench in the works, so to speak.
Absolutely. Like we can bug up the engine where, maybe one cylinder drops out intermittently too. So like we really make them, instead of like just watching a YouTube video and mimicking, it makes them actually like have to use their head and think like a technician should.
Exactly. That's really great information. So now you said you're covering, you mentioned the engine benches. What other type of training aids specifically can you tell us about?
Sure. So we really, we drill down electrical a lot. So our best selling product is a basic circuit Ohm's Law trainer. But then we also have a lighting system trainer where you basically can wire up the board. And again, we're all about faults. So there's random faults that you can put in there, help diagnose those. That's regularly used at skills competitions. And then we're huge on CAN bus because, as you know, today's cars are all a series of computers.
Right.
So what we hear from schools everywhere at secondary, definitely even at post-secondary, is that they just are struggling hard with the computer part of it. So we have CAN bus trainers that like drill it down. One of our trainers is here at NACAT, and he's actually going to be presenting on CAN bus for EVs.
Yeah, and of course you're a sponsor of the event.
We are one of the sponsors.
You
yes.
know.
We're one of the principles of our company is sponsoring events like NACAT and Skills, like Skills Canada, Skills USA. We're even the official sponsor of training aids for World Skills. So when
awesome.
that occurs, of course, we were set to go this year, and then it got canceled.
Yeah, and for those of you who are watching who don't know, the Skills program is a competition among public school students in the skills of the trade that they're representing.
Yes,
and
and each individual state in the U.S. has their own skills competition.
Right.
In fact, they drill down further. They have regional competitions within each state, and then in Canada, all the provinces also have their own. And then the winners from every state move up to compete nationally.
Right.
And if you win the whole national skills, you qualify for world skills, which is super prestigious.
Oh, absolutely. And then these are every trade you can name.
It is. It's not just automotive. They have
Yeah.
hairdressing,
Everything.
I mean, like cooking, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Culinary arts.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I've been one of those. I mean, if you ever get a chance to participate in that, it is a rock star event.
It really is. It's,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like the Olympics of the trades.
Yes,
basically.
and the kids are pumped. It's just the excitement is palpable.
It shows that they've bought into what their profession's going to be. And I know you're a huge proponent of trades, but we need to really push the trades again in this country. Not even just automotive, but just the trades in general.
In general, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what I liked about that event. You know, to see those kids excited.
Absolutely.
You know, anybody there who might want to badmouth the younger generation coming along, or kind of look at the negatives that you may have seen, you got to go to that and see the opposite of that extreme.
You get goosebumps
right?
watching it because there's an opening ceremony, a closing ceremony, and
Right.
when they're all on edge when they announce who the winners are.
Right.
There's tears flowing.
Yeah, it's an awesome event, and I'm glad that you guys are so involved
So
in that.
skills is like the absolute staple of ConsuLab. Like we will always support skills as long as it exists. So.
Yeah, and then here you are at NACAT, supporting the educators.
Yeah, we've been a long time supporter of NACAT as well, and we love that it's the NA for NACAT stands for North American. Since we are a Canadian company,
Right.
we'd like to bring both the U.S. and Canada together.
Right.
While they may have slightly different standards and slightly different cultures, what we're trying to teach and ingrain in everybody is
It's
all
the
fundamental.
same, right? Absolutely. And that's a great point, and I'm glad you mentioned that up. It is North American, so it's always been a Canadian-U.S. organization.
In fact, the last NACAT before the pandemic was in Calgary, so they regularly will go across the border, and then we have a whole contingency of Canadians here.
Yeah.
In fact, I was working the registration desk. We have 6 people from Hawaii all the way here.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's
they're
great.
a Hawaiian high school, which I love. The fact that
Yeah.
the high school is paying for these instructors.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. And that's the thing we want to stress here too. When we talk to the exhibitors like Jimmy with ConsuLab and some of the others that you're going to see, I really want to stress here that, yeah, they could have paid the fee, come to the trade show, showed their wares and gone home. But they're more than that. ConsuLab, a lot of the other exhibitors here have a vested interest in the industry and in the educators and what they're trying to accomplish. If you're an educator, you need to be involved with NACAT. You need to take advantage of organizations that support that, like ConsuLab. And Jimmy, if they want to find out more about what you guys can do to help them in their programs, where do they go?
Absolutely. So www.consulab.com is our website. It shows all of our training aids if you're curious about it. We have a really awesome, exciting YouTube channel with like over 6,000 subscribers now. So
Great.
We put up like little quick videos sometimes and things we're working on, and you can just find us at YouTube if you just type in ConsuLab, which is ConSulab. And then we have a Facebook page as well. You can find us there.
So it's real easy to find out the folks at
Absolutely.
ConsuLab.
I know it's a weird name, ConsuLab.
Well, thanks so much, Jimmy. I appreciate the time that you took to come and talk to me today.
I appreciate your time,
And
thanks for being here.
I hope the rest of your event is a outstanding success for you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
All right.